Ladies and gentlemen, there were recently three officers that were fired because of the racist talk on Black people. And this happened after George Floyd, by the way. So these officers were caught on video having this conversation about violence and racist comments that they made about Black people, and they actually talked about what they wanted to do to Black people. And these are the kind of people that are on the police force in America. So this comes out of Wilmington, North Carolina. This is NBC News. Cops fired over violent racist talk about Black people. We are going to start slaughtering them. Well, when did you stop? When did you stop? Going to start? Like you haven't? Man, get out of here. So this is June 25th, 2020. Three police officers in Wilmington, North Carolina were fired after their department discovered patrol car video of conversations containing violence, racist comments about Black people, officials announced Wednesday. The Wilmington Police Department took the action on Tuesday against Corporal Jesse Moore, officers Kevin Piner, and Brian Gilmore. Each was accused of violating standards of conduct, criticism, and use of inappropriate language. Police chief, who you're looking at in this picture, Donnie Williams, said at a news conference Wednesday that with the concurrence of our city council and at the direction of the city manager Sterling Cheatham, he was releasing a summary of the investigation. When I first learned of these conversations, I was shocked, saddened, and disgusted, Williams said. There is no place for this behavior in our agency or our city, and it will not be tolerated. It's tolerated every day. Every day across this country, that behavior is tolerated. The recorded conversations of Gilmore, Piner, and Moore were discovered June 4th during a routine audit of Piner's in-car camera, according to documents released by the police department. The conversations included disgraceful language, hate-filled speech, and referred to Black people as the N-word, the police chief said, adding that the officers also criticized him, several Black officers within the agency, and made negative comments about individuals outside of the agency. Additionally, they made negative comments about Black Lives Matter protests and were critical of the Wilmington Police Department response, he said. A sergeant reviewing the footage from Piner's car, which were categorized as coming from accidental activation of the video recorder. Oh, so they were getting all loud and rowdy and ranting on Black people, and the damn thing activated and recorded everything they said. Dummy. Okay. All right. Back to this. Initially noted extremely racist comments in a conversation between Piner and Moore. The remarks led to supervisor to make a closer examination of the video, which captured officers using the N-word and other racist language. But they were on the streets handling people, the very people they were talking about. An internal investigation followed. Yeah, police investigating themselves, y'all. And we know how that's going to go. At the 46-minute mark of the video, Piner and Gilmore began talking from their respective cars, the police summary says. Their conversation turns to topics of protest across the nation after George Floyd, a black man that died in May after a white Minneapolis police officer put his knee on Floyd's neck for several minutes. Piner's complaint, in a apparent reference to his own department, that its only concern was kneeling down with the black folks. Well, look, no, let me just make this very clear. No black person in our community need a cop to kneel with us, okay? And if they do need that, they are definitely lost. About 30 minutes later, Piner receives a call from Moore, who is in the call repeatedly refers to a black female he arrested a day earlier as a Negro and uses the N-word, the summary says. Moore also refers to a black magistrate as an effing Negro magistrate. Woof, woof. We knew these people existed on police forces. We've known this for a very long time. Moore says not all black people are like that, according to the summary. Piner replies, most of them. Well, you know what? There's a lot of people that say that very same thing about y'all. Piner tells Moore later in the phone conversation that a civil war is coming and that he is ready. How come this civil war conversation only comes from the white race? We don't ever hear this from any other race. We don't hear this from black folks, Asians, Hispanics. We don't hear this from no one but y'all. Just my observation. Piner starts speaking about martial law and says we are just going to go out and start slaughtering effing N-words. I can't wait. God, I can't wait. Now you see why many black people will get killed for no reason, get killed unarmed, get killed for zero reason, end up in jail when you didn't commit a crime. Now you see how easy it is done in this country. You just put people on the force like these three knuckleheads, and this is how you end up with that situation. Moore responds that he would not do that. Piner says, I'm ready, according to the summary. All talking all kinds of shit, just as long as you can hide behind a badge. Piner tells Moore that society needs a civil war to wipe them off the effing map. I tell you what, you had a civil war. You had an opportunity to wipe us off the map. Why didn't you do it then? And tried to wipe us out during the crack epidemic and tried to wipe us out on a number of occasions. But we're still here. Okay, that'll put them back about 4 or 5 generations. Well, your glory days are over in America. You can't even open up your businesses back to pre-coronavirus state. You can't even achieve that. Seriously, and you never will, by the way. You seem to think this is going to bounce back. Nothing is going to bounce back. The longer you sit there trying to act like it's a chance that this thing is going to turn, it's not. It's not. 500 years is over. The party is over. You ain't going to see anything in this country go back to the way it was. You are just dreaming and in complete denial of what is sitting right before your eyes. None of these things he's talking about is going to happen. Each officer denied being racist, of course, when they were confronted. Nobody all of a sudden is a racist. Oh boy, here we go with that BS again. The investigation summary said The officer cited the stress of today's climate on law enforcement as the reason for their venting. That's BS. You were like that all along. Get out of here with that crap. Gilmore, 48, could not immediately be reached by phone for comment Thursday. Piner, 44, and Moore, 50, did not immediately return a phone and email request for comment Thursday. On Wednesday afternoon, Wilmington Mayor Bill Savo said the city council unanimously agreed to release documentation of the officers' conversation, despite such an action violating the privacy of personnel files. I can honestly say that I was sickened by the vile and destructive language used by these officers, Savo said. Williams said in a statement Wednesday, normally personnel laws allow only a very small amount of information to be made public. However, in exceptional cases, when it is essential to maintain public confidence in the administration of the city and the police department, more information may be released. So yeah, release the audio. Don't hide. Don't let them hide behind, oh, we're not racist. Oh, nobody wants to hear that. The police chief said that this is the most exceptional and difficult case he has encountered in his career, and that we must establish new reforms for policing here at home and throughout the country. Williams said he will recommend the 3 officers not be rehired by notifying the North Carolina Criminal Justice Training and Standards Commission about their behavior. In addition to the officers being fired prior, criminal cases involving the 3 officers will be reviewed by the district attorney's office to determine if they committed any crimes in the conduct of those cases or showed bias towards defendant. Well, the way this one officer talked about the arrest of a Black woman, it's very clear he had plenty of bias. Yeah, well, it's good to review that. It's a step, you know. But look, I don't have confidence in police departments because from slave catching days all the way up until now, they have never been known for doing the right thing. They don't have that reputation. And when it's all said and done, they will never have that reputation. I think they are just a tarnished nationwide department that just simply can't be fixed. You took something negative, slave catching, and you tried to utilize it in modern day, and you expected this to work. You're a fool. That's why you thought it would work. Ladies and gentlemen, there's no fixing policing in this country, even with reforms. I mean, it may help alleviate some of the things that are going on out here, but you still got a lot of people on these police forces with the same mindset that these 3 officers have. You can't put reforms in place with the same people in charge. It simply will not work. But y'all, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.